All right, Robert Adams, The Silence of the Heart. I'm on chapter 14, but I'm missing some pages out of this book. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, I've marked up this book fairly extensively, and I've cut pages out of them and hung them up on the mirror in my bathroom, and so there's a couple of pages that I cut out of here. So, missing a couple of pages, but this is somewhere in chapter 14. So, we find this happening in people who get divorced and get married and get divorced and get married. They always think they're going to get something better, but they always seem to have the same problem. Just new faces, new people, but the same problems. So, if you have a horrible marriage, or if you're not living with the person you love, do not try to change this, for you have not changed yourself. Merely know the truth. Work on yourself and never react to the condition. This is the freedom you have from dharma or karma. When you begin to see the truth in yourself, automatically you will be picked up by the power that knows the way. And you will be placed in a position or a place where you're supposed to be at this time. This is why I tell you so often that there are no mistakes. It appears complicated to the finite mind, but you are in the right place, going through the right experiences that are right for you at this time. Only if you are thankful and you bless the position that you are in do you become a higher being. Do you lift yourself up and finally you find liberation? But it begins and it ends with you. Never pray to God for release of your problems. Never pray to God to change your life and to give you something better. This is wrong prayer. If you have to pray to God to give you the strength and the wisdom and the courage that you need to be able to handle the situation that you are in. This is correct prayer. Do not try to change anything. Be yourself. Work on yourself. Begin to see things in a new light. See your situation differently. There are no bad things. There are no good things. But thinking makes it so. Stop thinking of the extremes of good and bad, right and wrong, and rather look at yourself in the moment. Stay centered. See yourself as a divine being, an infinite being, totally free and liberated. Do not feel sorry for yourself because you are in a position and in a situation that you don't like. This just holds you there more. And again, as we mentioned before, even if you run away from the situation, you will attract some of the same circumstances elsewhere. Running away is never the answer. Changing yourself is the answer. Changing yourself is the answer. Take a look at your own life and see if it is not true what I am saying. The changes you have gone through in your life. I know so many people who have left their home and family and gone to India to meditate, to find gurus and teachers, and they have come back very depressed, even suicidal, for they have given up everything. Remember, there is nothing you have to give up. Only mentally do you give up attachment. Always look at the world as a reflection of you. You are the world. The world can be nothing without your approval. It sounds strange but true. You have to stop identifying conditions apart from yourself. I know it seems hard to do when you see the riots we have just had and the murders and the looting. It seems really difficult to realize that you are one with this. But think about it. Why should you only think you are one with good things? When you are one with everything. Never just the good things that you enjoy and you like and bring you life. You are all pervading, omnipresent, and you are one with all there is. The correct way to observe this is to look at everything in the world intelligently without comment, without reaction. Do not be for or against anything. Train yourself to observe, to watch, to look without reaction. You may start training yourself with the small things. Work on the small things first. For example, if you go outside and you have a ticket on your car for over parking, catch yourself reacting to this by not reacting at all. Simply see the situation. Have no comment, no reaction. Pay the ticket and forget it. Do not think this is good, this is bad, this is outrageous, this is wrong, I don't deserve it. If you didn't deserve it, it would not happen. Say you stub your toe, instead of cursing the chair, getting upset, feel the pain, observe it, watch it, let it go. Everything that takes place in your life, this is the way that you should react. Someone cheating on you and you thinking of taking them to court to sue, think about this carefully. Is this what I really want to do? And then your ego will say, of course you do. You were cheated. Your business partner cheated you out of $50,000. So you want to take this person to court to sue them. Say you did go to court and you won the case. You think this is good, but something will happen to even it out again. You will have to go to court again and again and again. Sometimes you will win and sometimes you will lose. There are people like that, you know. I am thinking of a particular woman right now who makes a habit of going to court at least once a month. She is always suing somebody for something. Sometimes she wins and sometimes she loses, and she is a nervous wreck. She is not a happy woman. If you begin to understand that everything is in the right place, how can somebody do something to you? No one can hurt you. What is rightfully yours, no one can take away. So why worry? Why be upset? It makes life so much easier. At the bottom of that page, it says, I am not saying that you should be a doormat. If at times you have to sue someone, sue them with love. So yeah, don't be a doormat. Don't let people walk on you. Don't let people mistreat you. If you're in a dangerous situation, get out of that situation by all means. Abusive situations, situations that are not safe mentally, physically, or spiritually, get out of those situations. He's just saying deal with the problem within, because if you run from it without resolving that part of yourself, you're going to attract the same situation. If you run from an abusive relationship, your chances are you're going to run into another abusive relationship unless you fix that part of yourself that seems to be attracting that. You start to worry and you become upset because in your finite mind, in your ego mind, you're thinking, well, I have been cheated out of $50,000. This is all the money I have. I'm going to go to the poorhouse. I will become a homeless person. And your mind keeps playing tricks on you, telling you all the bad things that are going to happen to you. If you can only laugh at yourself and stop thinking of those things, you will find that you have risen higher in consciousness. and you are in control of the situation, and all is well. Never allow your mind to play tricks on you, to play games with you, and tell you about all the things that might happen. And then the fear comes in, and you start running around crying, trying to correct all these things, trying to make things good, while you keep thinking about all the bad things that are going to happen to you. These things we are talking about are very important, for it keeps you back from thinking the truth and the reality. It keeps you back from moksha, from liberation, for you're spending all your time involved in the material world. I am not saying you should give up thinking about your business or thinking about your family or thinking about the things in your life, but make them short and sweet. Think a couple of minutes about these things and then leave them alone. Go back to your spiritual self, thinking about who am I? What is my real nature? Who was I before I was born? Where did I come from? We are talking about the I, not you. See, I caught some of you, didn't I? For when I was saying, where did I come from? Who am I? You're going back to your humanhood, to your personal self. Learn whenever you say the word I, you're not thinking about your personal I. But when you remember I is God, I is pure awareness, pure reality, even when you forget this and you are involved in a conversation, when you are using the word I, you are thinking about your personal self. Remember to catch yourself. Keep catching yourself all the time. Learn how to grow. Begin to feel higher, sacred. This is how you grow. This is how you mature. Never allow a day to go by when you do not work on yourself in this manner. A situation is presented to you, good or bad. Do not get excited. Observe the situation. Keep your cool. Realize the situation comes to me. I am experiencing this. The personal I is experiencing this predicament, not me. The real I is not going through this, but the personal I is going through this. To the extent that you do not feel the condition or situation that you are in, to the extent is the personal I not working any longer, and the real I comes along. You begin to feel higher, spiritual, sacred. This comes by itself. All you have got to do is let go of the personal I. By not reacting to the condition, and automatically the real I comes along for you, and you feel the real I. This is your real nature. This is your swapa or swarupa, God, Brahman consciousness. Can you imagine what would happen if you thought about this all day long without forgetting? Why, you would be enlightened in no time. Now, perhaps you can see the reason that is keeping you back yourself. You're keeping yourself back. Why? Because you're involved in the material world, in your mind. Remember, I'm not saying that you have to give up your job or not do things in this world. You have got a body, and the body is going to do things, but mentally, you have to not be attached to what you are doing. Your body will know what to do and will do everything that is necessary for it to do. Be yourself. Again, what I am saying is this. Every position that you find yourself in, every situation that you find yourself in, with whomever you find yourself, the positions that you have or don't have, whatever may be in this world, is your right place at this moment. Bless it. Love it. I know it's hard when you think of horrible conditions and you say, I must love it. Well, let me explain again. The reason you love it is because God is all there is. Try to remember this. There is nothing but God. You are that. Therefore, if you hate something, you're hating God, which is yourself. It's all coming out of you. You are that. You must learn to trust and love yourself, your precious self, when you become despondent, depressed, hateful, feeling sorry for yourself, this is what blasphemy really is. For you are feeling this way about yourself. Can't you see? There's only one self. If you think something is horrible, you're speaking about yourself. You look at your situation and you watch it and you observe it and you never react. You leave it alone. And when you will be given the power that you need to handle it, and you go through with it without thinking, without thoughts, without commotion, without any noise, these are the things you must work on. Never allow anything in this world to ever frighten you. Be that self. Never be frightened again by anything. If I can make this perfectly clear to you, never allow anything in this world to ever frighten you. All things to unfold as they may be. Remember, you just watch and observe. Hold on to the truth. Happiness will come of its own accord. When you hold on to the truth, when you do not react to life's conditions, person, place, or thing, when you leave things alone and you stop fighting life, you are not giving up. In the Western psychology, we are told you never give up. We are taught to keep on fighting. But I'm telling you, there's nothing to fight. And the only thing you are giving up is the ego. Western psychology has never gone beyond this. Therefore, they do not know of life beyond this. Western psychology works on the presumption that you are a body and a mind. So naturally, they tell you to never give up and to fight to the end. Stick up for your rights. But in the highest teaching of the truth, we learn that you have no rights. You are giving up your body, your ego, your mind. And when this happens, you go beyond all psychology. Something happens that psychiatry, psychology are not aware of whatsoever. And that is you rise to a higher dimension where there is happiness and peace and compassion and love and joy that is naturally yours. You begin to feel these things instead of the things you felt before, prior to this, when you were fighting life, when you were sticking up for your rights, when you were trying to get even, when you were working as an ego. You were never able to feel happiness or joy or peace. Only sometimes when you won, when you got your point across, when you won an argument, when you won the fight, when you sued someone and you won. You felt happy for a while, but it did not last. And you have to go through it all again and again. But this is as far as the world goes. It doesn't know anything but this, to fight in humility and humbleness, in symbolism, to stand naked before God. What am I saying to you? It is this, to let go of everything. Do not hold on. Stand naked before God without any crutches, without anything to hold on to. When you can do this, from this moment on, you will begin to rise, and you will become aware that you are not the body or the mind or the world or even the universe, but you are effortless, choiceless, pure awareness. You are boundless space. Identify with infinity like the sky. You have become everything, and everything has become you. There comes a time in everyone's life when they have to stand naked before God. By standing naked, I mean no scriptures, no fancy words, no preconceived ideas, no spiritual, intellectual knowledge, but to be totally naked in humility and humbleness. Therefore, when you can forget about your scripture, forget about everything you have learned, and become totally empty, then will you become full.